Okay, so we are live. Hello everyone, and today is the fourth day of our Lady Bazigar series. I am Pranali, I am student of Savitribai Phule Pune University, and let me just give you a brief introduction about our organization. So I am here to give you a brief introduction, and definitely our organization has put a lot of efforts towards social upliftment. Sarkari School is an initiative for enriching the value of government schools. It supports and provides aid in every possible way for the betterment of education of the younger generation, as well as for those who have the ability to bring change in the old school thinking of the society. Definitely, it is needed, right? The organization supports and recognizes the selfless efforts of the people who want to create a difference through their hard work and determination for the betterment of government school children. Yes, we are persistently working on various projects with great enthusiasm, and these projects are nothing but like a Project Kahani Coach, Project Mythbuster, Project Vedna, Project Sahyog, Project Gudiya, Project Art for Learning, and Project Kahani Coach, and many more. We are working for a good cause. Along with this, we have research and policy advocacy team to produce high quality research papers on the issues faced by government schools. Sarkari school features those people who never care to put pictures on social media and use them to brag around making an image for the good social worker. We are working with an all heart, and at this moment, we all are gathered to chair a new initiative under Project Goodyear, that is our Girls Icon, a motivational series, Lady Basikers. Now, our next host, Ms. Shruti, is going to enlighten us a little bit about Project Goodyear. Please take over.
Hi, thank you, Pranali. So, what exactly is Project Gudiya? So, Project Gudiya is ऐसा मंच है जहाँ पे हम लोग ऐसे लेडी बाजीगर्स लाइक अनन्या एंड द वन मोर विच इज जॉइनिंग अस टुडे उनको हम इवेंट पर बुलाते हैं और उनको अपनी स्टोरी से हमारे लिटिल गुड़ियाज को इंस्पायर करते हैं टू परस्यू देयर हायर एजुकेशन. सो लेट्स बिगिन, प्रणाली.
Thanks so much. So we have Ananya Dutta today. Let me just quickly give an introduction of our Lady Bazigar. So Ananya Dutta is from Assam. She is currently pursuing English literature as a major for graduation. She has been part of the literary committee on the storyville.com platform, which is very famous, by the way. And recently, she was nominated for the Author of the Year award. So I welcome you all. Shruti, please take over.
Hi, Ananya. How are you doing? You can unmute yourself.
Hello. I'm
Hello.
doing good, and it's really nice to meet you all. I hope I'm audible. And
Yes,
indeed,
you are
I am.
audible.
Okay. And I'm really grateful for this platform and this entire event that I was notified on time and I could be here. And I'm really grateful for this entire opportunity. It delights me greatly to have a platform like this for girls, young girls, and to be there to inspire the little girls. That is simply so meaningful. So I'm really thankful to meeting you all, and I'm looking forward to talking to all of you much more.
Awesome, great. Looking forward for this meet too. So let's begin. We wanted to know a little bit about you. Are you comfortable in speaking in Hindi as well? Because our audience may understand it.
Yes, yeah, I can afford to speak in Hindi. Yes,
Sure.
indeed.
Okay. So, आपकी पूरी education completely. Can you mute yourself because it's double. Okay. So we wanted to know about your education story. How did you begin? And did you face any struggles in between education or everything went smoothly?
Okay. I will also be, kind of switching in between English and Hindi, so people find it easier to comprehend what I'm saying.
Sure.
मेरा नाम अनन्या है और मैंने अपनी शिक्षा छठी मतलब मैंने हमेशा सैम से ही की है अब मेरी अपनी पूरी शिक्षा और अ, अगर मुझे मुश्किलों के बारे में बोलना पड़ेगा तो हाँ मुझे ये कहना ही होगा कि मेरे परिवार में सब सभी बहुत ही सपोर्टिव थे और कभी ऐसा मतलब इतनी भी बुरी दशा नहीं हुई ऐसा कोई इंसिडेंट नहीं हुआ जिसमें मुझे ऐसा लगा हो कि कुछ prejudice हो रहा है या ऐसा कुछ. But I will have to indeed say that when it comes to education and girls, when it comes to the level of competition, regarding the entirety of the scene that exists in classrooms and schools, then indeed we look forward to educating boys and girls all together. I was given the education where it was it was co-educational. I attended all my classes with both boys and girls. So there was always a high expectation, especially when it comes to the board examinations at 10th grade. Then we are often come to think that the girls are often good in subjects like arts, English, and they should settle down with subjects like them and shouldn't pursue should not pursue, should not look for science. ये सभी मुश्किल हो जाती है बहुत ज़्यादा. But indeed, a major setback, if I have to say, or maybe a real experience that that has been some kind of experience of inspiration for me, is what is some kind of a turn, a twist in my education that took place in the year of 2017 when I had given my matric board examinations and I had to go for my higher secondary studies, where I had opted for science. And I pursued the 2 years, and I finally made through the high school life, and then I applied for university, where I was part of Teachburg University at the very first, and I had applied for life sciences there. I spent almost a year there, but I realized that it was just simply there was something missing. Uh, yeah, आप कह सकते हैं कि जो खुशी मुझे मिलनी चाहिए थी, मुझे अंदर से वो खुशी महसूस नहीं हो रही थी. Even when I was pursuing a subject, biology was always something so close to my heart, just as English has been. So I was really not. I wasn't feeling that something was right. But I was kind of missing out on something. I just felt like there was such a wastage of time, even if I was attending classes. So I finally approached my mother and told her that I wasn't feeling so well, and it was really kind of detrimental at that time. So finally, she agreed, and I will be forever grateful to her for always allowing me, opening the doors to me, and simply letting me pursue where my heart lies and where my heart desires to go. So finally, I applied for English at the University of Delhi, and that year of experience, indeed, I lost a year. 1 year was spent pursuing a subject that I'm no longer pursuing. So that indeed led to the cost of 1 year. But it's really not to say that it was a whole like a sheer wastage of time, because when I met people from my own home state, and they introduced me to different levels of different kinds of platforms. And the story mirror that was mentioned, that is the platform which I came to know from one of my classmates, one of my peers back there from the University of Teachburg, and I was acquainted with that because of her. And then I started submitting my works, and obviously I came up with gibberish and so much of you can say content that was really not regarded as much of good work. But I kept on doing it until this very big event happened. So that is all that has been happening. Now I'm currently pursuing English as my major discipline.
That's awesome.
That's
I can
awesome.
relate to you because I am also I'm a computer engineer, by the way, and I was also not interested in computer engineering, but फिर भी मैंने वो की because I was enrolled in it, okay, and I completed it. I didn't switch to anything else, and then I'm also doing a job right now in the same thing. I can totally feel you. Whatever you said, do what you love. So that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. You shared that you love reading books, novels. So please share your hobbies with us, like how reading plays important role in our life. जो पढ़ना होता है हमारे जीवन में कितना जरूरी है, आप बताना चाहेंगे?
Yes, indeed, I would like to speak on that topic. The books of you can say that books have been, you can say that a small inspiration which have always stayed with me, and they have quietly always inspired me to develop a real penchant for the language of English. I remember telling my mother. I actually remember listening to one of my seniors. She was a year senior to me, and we were bandmates. We used to travel in the same vehicle. So she was once talking about Chetan Bhagat's novel, and she told us certain things about certain features about his novel. So finally, I just told my mom something about her about whatever she had said, and after that, in the month of April, if I can recall it properly. वो किताब मेरे desk के ऊपर थी और and it was for the first time that I was coming in hand with a novel from that genre. My mother had gifted books to me, such as Alice in Wonderland by Louis Carroll and many other books, but this was a novel which was written by a contemporary writer who was there coexisting with me. So that was the first time when I read his novel, and then it started with most of his novels, but then I started looking at authors, international authors, and so far John Green has been such an eminent writer to me. His works, his words, they just simply enchant me a lot. So अगर मुझे बोलना हो कि शिक्षा किताबों का कितना महत्व है in the entire field of reading and writing, then I think that it's really important. And all of those people who may listen to this, I will urge you all to maintain a diary. That is going to help you so much. You should just write down whatever is in your heart. Even that will also help you improve your skills at composition, and also you should speak. If you do not have someone to speak to, then maybe just find a doll, a teddy bear you'll always speak to for at least 5 minutes a day, and that will also help you a lot. And yes, indeed, when it comes to books, you should read as many books as you can, and it goes without saying how significant it is to read at least something every day, maybe just a few lines of poem by a poet, dead or present with you. You never know when you actually get to how long you'll have them, but their works will remain and they will always inspire you. So I think that's what I will say.
I definitely agree with you. Sometimes I also write down in the diary when like all emotions come down in the diary. So would you like to recommend any book for us?
Yes, indeed. When it comes to books, there's like one whole list of books that I would like to recommend. Indeed, recently I have not started reading any of these books, but I will significantly mention these books. These are mostly memoirs that I would like to speak of. I believe that everyone here knows what memoirs are. These are the books that the people write, taking recourse to their own personal experiences, and the entire story is completely true. Well, it is supposed to be, lest the writer wants it to be a little bit lest the writer wants to invite some kind of controversy with it. But indeed, when it comes, yes, to speak of the list of books for beginners, if I may speak, then indeed classics are really great. Those little girls who may watch this someday, I will suggest that they read Louis Carroll's books, Alice in Wonderland. Then they read A Little Prince. Then they can also read indeed Ruskin Bond's books. They are the books that will simply touch your heart with, regardless of your age. So that's really great. And if I have to speak of the books that one can read as the one who's growing in the middle age, who is in the middle age, then I think I can suggest books by authors like John Green and then Jennifer Niven. Jennifer Niven's book, All the Bright Places, has been such a significantly heartbreaking love story to me, and it was simply a beautiful piece of work, and that can be read as well. And it's a big transition when a mental transition, along with one's change in position from one place to another, crossing domains of regions, when one moves from their home state to another place, maybe in search of some job or in search of some higher education. Then there are novels which have depicted that as well. Normal People by Sally Rooney, which is a work of fiction. It's a great work if you want to take a look at what life after high school is like. And there's also been an adaptation of it in series. I have watched the series and I loved it with all my heart. And then there's also the work Loveless by Alice Oseman. And when it comes to memoirs, there have been memoirs such as In Order to Live. Pardon me, I'm forgetting the name of the author completely. But if I'm not wrong, her name is Kim Ji Young. She is an author from Korea, and she is actually a girl who escaped North Korea when she was just 13 years old. And we all know the atrocity that women encounter in North Korea under the regime of the current of the incumbent government there. So she is the one, Kim Ji Young, who escaped North Korea when she was 13 with her mother, and she dared to write down her experience in a book known as In Order to Live, which I recently got hold of. And also another work known as A Stolen Life by J.C. Lee Dugard, which is a book, which is again a memoir written by a girl who was abducted. She was kidnapped when she was as little as probably 10 years old, and she was there for probably 13 years under the abduction, and she was finally found out. So the title very much reflects her. Echoes the meaning of her story, A Stolen Life, that her life of the entirety of her teenage was stolen. So these are a couple of books that I would like to recommend to those who may be in their 20s right now. These are great books to reflect on.
Okay, I am definitely in my 20s and I'm going to keep all the recommendations in my mind. Please mute. Voice is repeating. Thank you so much. I'm going to read all of this. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Thank you for
Okay,
giving
so
us the
Ananya,
recommendations.
Okay, so Ananya, it was great talking to you. One thing I wanted to know कि आपका जो ये इंग्लिश एक्सेंट है वो बहुत ही सुपर्ब है. You know, usually हम लोग जब इंग्लिश बात करते हैं तो it was normal Indian accent. You got it right, and you have literally gained that American accent thing. And I will be pursuing my masters in September, and I will be in America. But still, I would not be able to catch the way you have got the accent. Can you give me some tips and give our audience some tips of how did you learn this and English speaking skills all over?
Well, first of all, Shruti ma'am, congratulations. Like a big tonnage whirlpool of my congratulations to you for making it to America. Trust me,
Thank
it's also like one of my pipe dreams to be there someday. So I should rather ask you for a recommendation and steps to actually work my way through it. Well, regarding your observations, I again thank you. It just means like a part of my world to me when someone notices anything when it comes to spoken English. I'm really gratified. I would like to indeed. I am really not someone who can professionally and guide you, and also I'm really not at all at that position to be such a good guidance there in any way. But if I have to tell you how it just came to me, in whatever kind of form it is right now, I think that it was because of talking. The year when I was in my seventh grade, it was a year, a little bit difficult year in terms of dealing with companies of and also peer pressure. Those kinds of things were going on. So at that time, I thought that I needed someone to talk to. And yes, I did take recourse to my diaries. I would just scribble down something or the other. So writing was there, but I also thought of commencing to simply, work my way through spoken English, and I would actually at the first speak in Assamese, but then my parents would be around, they would hear all of that, and as they would hear it, so I felt a little bit intimidated, like they were listening to it, and I was talking in Assamese, they were understanding everything, and obviously they can understand English, but I thought that they could that understanding Assamese was much easier for them. So I thought of changing it to English, and then I was also captivated by the singers, Hollywood singers, and also the other people like these two ladies, especially the Dawn Dickers. I don't know what it is about them. The Dawn Dickers have such a spectacular accent. The Shivani Dawn Dicker from a show that I used to watch, The Stage, which is a music reality show. It's a singing show, and also Anushka Dandekar, if only pronouncing her name right. She has been a host in India's Next Top Model, and she has been a constant host in probably the second and third season. And I used to listen to them, and they would just simply delight me so much. And then when it comes to Hollywood singers, so many singers have so much to teach indeed, and with their art, with the kind of work they create. But Taylor Swift, she is the kind of singer who has simply been, like such a teacher, even if she was. She'll probably never know this, but but she has really been such a teacher, both in terms of language, in terms of in terms of her words, her diction, her composition and lyrics, songwriting, and yes, her accent. She has an American accent. So I just listened to her, and also that was how I got to singing some Hollywood songs, and that was how the passion commenced. I just somehow found the passion, and it was majorly talking. If I can just tell you, I will just suggest everyone to just talk and talk and talk in English, and also hear the other people speak. There are many other great people. Thank you so much.
Awesome. This was really, you are an inspiration to all the girls who want to speak in English in this way. Basically, you have self-learned everything, and that sums it all up, isn't it? So, hi Neelam. So, you have joined us. हमारे साथ आज नीलम भी जुड़ी है. Hi
Hello,
Neelam, how are you
Shruti.
doing?
How are you?
I am doing great.
I'm also good.
So let's start with you. How we want to know a little bit about you कि आप करती क्या हो, आपका qualification क्या है, and आप कहाँ की हो?
Hi, my name is Neelam, and I'm 19 years old, and currently I'm a 12 pass out, and I'm a business owner. I have my own startup on non-traditional platform, and also I'm working as a trader in Indian stock market.
Shruti, you're on mute.
Sorry, so sorry. We'll get back to about your e-commerce and everything in detail later on. But अभी मुझे बात करना है about your education struggles. कि क्या सब कुछ easily हो गया आपका education में up until what you are right now, from there till whatever you are achieved, क्या सब easily smoothly हो गया या कुछ struggles face किया आपने? क्या हमारे audience को आप बता सकते हो?
Sure. Shruti, back then life was going very easy, but after my dad passed away, and I'm the eldest in my family, so it was difficult for me to cope up with a lot of things, because जब आप eldest होते हो अपनी family में, and when your family is going through financial situation, so कहीं ना कहीं आप वो responsibility समझते हो कि now you have to support them financially, और कभी कभार आपको education के साथ वो चीज़ करने में थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम आती है, बट एजुकेशन बहुत हद तक एक बहुत ही ज़रूरी एलिमेंट है. मेरी डैड की डेथ के बाद because my mom was not that much educated. She was a 12th pass out. So and she was the only support system for my family. तो उन्होंने वो सब प्रॉब्लम्स देखे हैं कि क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा एजुकेटेड ना होने की वजह से उन्हें एक अच्छी पेइंग जॉब नहीं मिल पा रही थी, तो बाद में फैमिली को सपोर्ट करने में बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम आ रही थी. सो ऑब्वियसली हर्डल्स हैं अभी भी. लाइक आई एम 19 बट बिकॉज आई बिलोंग टू हरियाणा, सो वहाँ पर लड़कियों की जल्दी शादी हो जाती है. सो हाँ, मेरे कजन्स वगैरह हैं अभी भी बोलते हैं कि चाची मतलब कोई ऐसा कोर्स कर तू कि जो जल्दी हो जाए, और क्योंकि फिर उसके बाद शादी की एज हो जाएगी, राइट. सो हाँ, हर्डल्स बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, बट क्योंकि मेरी मॉम जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा सपोर्टिव हैं, और क्योंकि वो उन चीज़ों से गुजरी हुई है, बिकॉज शी वेंट थ्रू ऑल ऑफ दैट, तो वो गर्ल्स एजुकेशन की इम्पोर्टेंस समझती हैं कि यू नो यू शुड बी फाइनेंशियली इंडिपेंडेंट, और वो तभी हो सकता है जब आप एजुकेटेड हो. दैट्स इट.
या आई एम सो सॉरी फॉर योर लॉस, बट आपकी जो स्टोरी थी और इंस्पिरेशन, बहुत ही इंस्पिरेशनल स्टोरी थी. ऐसे कुछ लोगों के साथ होता है और कुछ लोग ब्रेक हो जाते हैं एंड दे डू नॉट स्टैंड अप अगेन एंड दे जस्ट लूज ऑल देयर होप्स एंड दे डोंट डू एनीथिंग. दे एंड अप गेटिंग मैरिड और दे जस्ट स्टॉप, दे डोंट डू एनीथिंग. बट यू डिड, आपने किया, आप अभी भी कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं और आप बहुत ही अच्छा कर रहे हो.
थैंक यू सो मच.
नीलम जी, आपने मेंशन, कैन यू प्लीज म्यूट नीलम जी?
आई एम सॉरी.
आवाज रिपीट हो रही थी. नो वरीज. तो नीलम जी, आपने मेंशन किया था कि आपको बुक्स पढ़ना बहुत पसंद है एंड बुक्स आपके लाइफ में बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट रोल भी प्ले करते हैं. तो क्या आप उसके बारे में कुछ बताना चाहेंगे कि पढ़ना कितना जरूरी है हमारे जीवन में?
एक्चुअली बुक्स पढ़ना मुझे पसंद है, और ऊपर से मेरा ये भी मानना है कि जब आप बुक्स पढ़ते हो, जिस भी ऑथर ने वो बुक लिखी है उनका पूरा एक एक्सपीरियंस होगा. एक बुक लिखने के लिए उन्होंने अपने माइंड में जो भी बेस्ट चीज़ें होंगी वो पूरा एक्सपीरियंस उन्होंने शेयर किया है. सो एक तो ये कि जो पास्ट सेंचुरी के ऑथर्स रहे हैं, आपको उनके साथ एक ऐसा होता है ना कि डायरेक्ट कॉन्वर्जेशन करने का मौका मिलता है जब आप उनकी बुक्स पढ़ते हो. और बुक्स मतलब आउट ऑफ द सिलेबस अगर आप जाकर बुक्स पढ़ रहे हो, या फिर तो ऑब्वियसली आपको हर बुक से कुछ ना कुछ सीखने को मिलता है. और विजडम जो भी लोग हैं तो वो बुक से ही आता है. सो आई थिंक वो बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है बुक्स पढ़ना सबके लिए.
जी बिल्कुल, मैं आपसे बिल्कुल एग्री करती हूँ. क्या आप कोई बुक हमें रेकमेंड करना चाहेंगी?
एक्चुअली मेरी जो फेवरेट बुक है वो है द सीक्रेट, एंड बिहाइंड दैट आई हैव अ वेरी फनी स्टोरी टू टेल. जैसे कि मैंने लिखा था कि मैं लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन में भी बहुत ज़्यादा बिलीव करती हूँ. सो वो बुक आई थिंक जब भी मेरी लाइफ में बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम आई है ना, मुझे कोई एक बुक मिली है जिससे कि मुझे सोल्यूशन मिला है. सो या आई रेकमेंड दैट बुक. और करेंटली आई एम रीडिंग साइकोलॉजी ऑफ मनी.
Yeah, I'm on the same book, Neelam. I will also keep your recommendation in mind. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
ओके, सो
वेलकम.
नीलम, आपने बताया कि ई-कॉमर्स प्लेटफॉर्म पे आप करती है, ट्रेडिंग करते हैं. नाउअडेज मेनी पीपल डू दैट, राइट? सो आपने कैसे सोचा कि आपको ई-कॉमर्स प्लेटफॉर्म का एक स्टार्टअप करना है, लाइक या यू वांट टू गो इनटू ट्रेडिंग? बिकॉज नाउ बहुत लोग इंजीनियरिंग के पीछे भागते हैं या जॉब्स के पीछे भागते हैं, कंसल्टिंग में काम करना है, बट यू हैव योर ओन प्लेटफॉर्म जहाँ पे आप ई-कॉमर्स करते हैं. इट्स नॉट ईजी, उसको टाइम लगता है, पेशेंस लगता है, एंड यू हैव टू डू अ लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रैटेजीज एंड एवरीथिंग. हाउ डिड यू केम अप विद दिस आइडिया ऑफ हैविंग अ ई-कॉमर्स प्लेटफॉर्म एंड डूइंग ट्रेडिंग एंड एवरीथिंग?
ये बिजनेस माइंडसेट मुझे मेरी मॉम से मिला है, क्योंकि पहले उन्होंने काफ़ी साल जॉब किया था. देन उनके बाद उन्हें ये रियलाइज हुआ कि अगर आपको अपनी लाइफ में ग्रोथ चाहिए, और इफ़ यू वांट टू हैव अ गुड लाइफ, यू शुड हैव समथिंग ऑफ योर ओन. सो ये माइंडसेट मुझे मेरी मॉम से मिला है. और मैं अपने लिए दिन में 18 घंटे काम करना पसंद करूँगी, ना कि किसी और के लिए 8 घंटे भी. सो हाँ, क्योंकि अपना करना है तो ऑब्वियसली स्ट्रगल बहुत ज़्यादा होगा, टाइम लगेगा बिल्ड होने में, बट ये है कि मैं अपनी चीज़ के लिए आई एम वर्किंग. सो Yeah, and pleasure.
ओके, सो दैट्स ग्रेट। तो अभी ये करियर पाथ अगर किसी को फॉलो करना होगा हमारे ऑडियंस में, हमारी लिटिल गुड़ियाज़ को, तो आप क्या रिकमेंड करेंगे कि कितना पेशेंस चाहिए, क्या करना पड़ता है? क्या आप थोड़ा बहुत बता सकती हो?
सी बिजनेस ना एक पेड़ की तरह होता है। आप कोई भी पेड़ ले लीजिए जिसको ग्रो होने में टाइम लगेगा, बट व्हेन जब वो पेड़ अच्छे से ग्रो हो जाता है तो उसका जो फ्रूट है वो आपको लाइफ टाइम मिलता रहेगा। और मैं ये नहीं कह रही हूँ कि जॉब कोई गलत चीज़ है, आप जॉब कर सकते हो, बट जॉब में मुझे ऐसा पर्सनली लगता है कि आगे जाकर कोई सिक्योरिटी नहीं होता है, लाइक आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट, राइट? पेंशन्स होती हैं जॉब्स में, बट देन आप जिस वेजेस पर पहले रह रहे थे उसके मुकाबले वो बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाता है, एंड वहाँ पर फिर मेडिकल एक्सपेंसेस एंड ऑल चीज़ें बहुत वो होती हैं। और ई कॉमर्स इसलिए क्योंकि एक तो ये नॉन ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस है। ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस हमने पहले भी देखे हैं, और कोविड के टाइम में कितने ज़्यादा नुकसान झेला है सभी बिजनेसेस ने। बट कोविड का टाइम ही ऐसा था जहाँ पर इंडिया में सबसे ज़्यादा स्टार्टअप्स हुए हैं ई कॉमर्स प्लेटफॉर्म पर। और आई थिंक टाइम के साथ चेंज होना बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। और ई कॉमर्स तो इट्स ऑन बूम, और आगे चलकर और ज़्यादा स्कोप है।
या अभी तो आप तो हम मुझे ये आपको लेडी बॉस कहने का भी मन कर रहा है अलॉन्ग विद द लेडी बाजीगर, और आपको शार्क टैंक में भी देखने को मजा आएगा मुझे नेक्स्ट टाइम कभी भी इन फ्यूचर इन द लाइफ कि आप एक बिजनेस वूमेन जैसा आप आए। और थैंक यू फॉर इंस्पायरिंग हमें इसके सब के बारे में बताने के लिए, और लिटिल गुडियाज भी बहुत इंस्पायर होगी हमारी।
द प्लेजर इज ऑल माइन।
Uh, yes, Ananya ji, there are some moments in a life where we have to take some hard decisions. So there was any, is there any moment where you had to take any decision which was so hard?
Yes, indeed. The one moment when I found the task of taking a decision, which was actually quite tough, was in between to the selection of stream. As we know that the Indian education system offers three streams, namely art, science, and commerce, right after you have qualified your matric boards examinations. So I had to pick up one of these streams, and I was indeed fond of biology, but and also slightly towards mathematics. But I also had a penchant for English, and I simply wanted to go first with subjects whose combination was not possible altogether. I wanted to take biology, then I wanted to take mathematics, and I wanted to keep history, English, like that. So we know that the history and English, they come from these stream of arts, and I was also having a predilection for subjects from some other streams. So I didn't have that leeway to pick subjects from different kinds of streams and put them together and just go about it using all the carte blanche in a way. So the first hard decision that I had to make was regarding that. As I've mentioned, I did consider going first for the entire section of for the entire stream of science. But and I do not regret taking that stream. But indeed, I do believe that that was the first tough thing for me. And then after coming out of high school, I encountered another path because I had applied for English in the University of Lille in the year of 2019, and I had also applied for life sciences in the University of Liechtenstein and some other places as well, but at some other places as well. But when it came down finally to going either for English or science, then again there was that kind of a tussle in between either opting for English or science, and we know that there's such a constant like a civil war in between subjects, science and English, or simply science and literature, actually. Even when it comes down to faith in God, science questions the existence of God, but literature, in literature, some are hotari that there is the existence of God, and some say that there is not. So there's a lot of debate that surrounds this entire subject as well. So that was one tough thing that I had to encounter.
Okay. So are you happy with the decision?
As of now, yes, I am. I will have to also press on the fact that it becomes onerous. There is no subject which is going to be pure plain water for anyone. That you'll just get it served in a cup as a cup of tea, and you'll just get to drink it all in one just in one shot, and you will simply do great. No subject is going to be anywhere, only easy, and it is going to have its own setbacks, its own difficulties. But I insist that all of you persevere. Even English is a subject. It's not only about reading books and stories, but when it comes to understanding things in depth, it becomes onerous. But it's about your willingness to fight for it, no matter what, because you just simply associate yourself with it.
ओके, थैंक यू फॉर शेयरिंग दैट विद अस। नीलम जी, आपने मेंशन किया था कि डिसीजंस बहुत ज़रूरी होते अपना सफ़र, मतलब हमारे सफ़र की शुरुआत करने से पहले डिसीजन लेने का जो मतलब समय आता है, तो कई बार मतलब हार्ड लगता है, क्या करे क्या नहीं करे, कन्फ्यूजन सी हो जाती है। लेकिन क्या आपने कभी ऐसा फैसला लिया और बाद में जाकर आपको पता चला कि नहीं, मैंने बिल्कुल सही सोचा था, सही फैसला लिया मैंने?
यस, आई जैसे कि मैंने पहले मेंशन किया था कि आप कुछ भी काम करने से पहले एक डिसीजन बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट होता है, और वहीं से फिर आपकी जर्नी, अगर आपने कोई डिसीजन ले लिया है, सो वहीं से फिर वो डिसाइड होता है कि आगे क्या होगा। और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अभी तक इतना टफ डिसीजन मैंने कोई नहीं लिया, बट हाँ, क्योंकि मैं मेडिकल फील्ड से थी, सो ज़्यादा ऑप्शंस होते नहीं है मेडिकल फील्ड से स्टूडेंट को, या तो वो नीट या फिर वो बीएससी। और उस टाइम जब मैंने कहा था कि नहीं, मुझे आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स जाकर कुछ करना है, सो मेरे रिलेटिव्स वगैरह सब बहुत ज़्यादा कि नहीं, बी सेफ, बिजनेस में बहुत ज़्यादा रिस्क है, ये वो। सो या अब लाइक फाइनली व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड, और तो वो एक रिस्क था जो मैंने अपनी लाइफ में लिया था, और नाउ आई एम वेरी हैप्पी कि मैंने वो डिसीजन लिया था।
And we are happy for that as well. So Neelam ji, could you share any like who is the biggest inspiration for you?
For me, my biggest inspiration is my mom, और बिकॉज मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मेरे डैड की डेथ के बाद, जैसे कि मैंने कहा, शी वाज जस्ट 31 एट दैट टाइम, सो शी कुड रीमैरिड instead of living her life alone, but she chose to be alone and work to give a better life to her kids. और क्योंकि मेरी मॉम विलेज से हैं, सो एक तो शादी के बाद इस सिटी में आना, और देन फिर उनकी हस्बैंड के डेथ के बाद वो 3 बच्चों को अकेले यहाँ पर पालना, ये मुझे लगता है एक बहुत ही करेजियस स्टेप था। और सो या माय बिगेस्ट इंस्पिरेशन इज माय मॉम।
Indeed, my biggest inspiration is also my mother. Ananya ji, would you also like to share who is your biggest inspiration? Who inspires you?
Well, I have to agree with both of you, gorgeous ladies. I have to say that my inspiration to speak of, like, maybe as the biggest, or maybe as one of them, is indeed my mother. She's been the kind of woman who has fought a lot of the entire struggle, and she actually lived in. She belonged to a well-to-do family before her marriage, and she was allowed to gain education. She also did her master's in English, and after that, she had dreamt of some other kinds of professions, being a teacher and a professor in a college. But life had some other things in store for her. She now has a job, and she's doing great. And there, However, that she just simply had to settle down. That indeed is a fact that saddens me that she might have done great in the fields of literature as well. And yeah, she had to encounter significantly vivid changes. She had to let go of a couple of things as marriage demands sometimes. And then she had us, me and my other sibling. So indeed, giving up and then also sacrificing, letting go of them as compromises for the sake of the family. So I think, yeah, she inspires me to simply keep going and still keeping up with what you like doing.
Indeed, I agree with you. Indeed, our moms are very big inspiration for all of us. सर नीलम जी, क्या आपके पास कोई मैसेज है हमारे गर्ल्स को देने के लिए? क्या आप हमारी लड़कियों को कुछ बोलना चाहेंगी?
मैं सिर्फ इतना ही कहना चाहूंगी कि लाइफ में थिंग्स कभी कभार बहुत ज़्यादा टफ हो जाएंगी और बहुत चैलेंजेस भी आएंगे, बट जो भी आपका ड्रीम है ना, आप कभी भी उसको उसको खुद को भूलने मत दीजिएगा, क्योंकि जो आपका ड्रीम होगा, जितना ज़्यादा स्ट्रांग आपका ड्रीम होगा, जितना ज़्यादा स्ट्रांग आपका रीज़न होगा, दैट विल फ्यूल योर वो आपको हिम्मत देगा टू फाइट फॉर दैट, नो मैटर कितनी टफ सिचुएशन आए. Just don't give up and believe in yourself. You can do anything.
Yes, definitely we all should believe in ourselves, and as Neelam already said, don't ever give up. So Ananya ji, would you also like to give a message for young girls, please?
Yes, while listening to Neelam ma'am, I was actually reminded about one of my ex-classmates. I was at that time I was in the former in the Willem University, University of Pittsburgh, and I was at that time pursuing my degree, my bachelor's in life sciences, and as you can after listening to what I've told you all, you may be able to tell that that was really not something I was maneuvering. I was having a great time with. I was constantly feeling the absence of something, and that was the absence of that kind of taste, which you get to find when you are actually willing to fight for what you're doing. Because the journey will always be tough, but you should want to fight. So at that time, I had a conversation with someone. I will well, since I really have the consent of the boy right now, so I will not disclose the name, but if he ever hears this, then he will know it. Yeah, I just had a conversation with him. It was again an online dialogue. So in that dialogue, he spoke of the subliminal space, the subliminal effects that we kind of have in our minds, and we start thinking a lot, and we don't know what to do. So he told me to. He somehow just mentioned that maybe I could go west. Just don't go along the direction where just because everyone else is going, just go west. And eventually, I have pursued my I spent 2 years of my life pursuing these science in my high school, and after that, now I'm pursuing a degree in English literature. So there is some kind of maybe a change in direction. So I thank him for saying that very evening. So recourse from what he said, I will also like to, like convey his words to all those girls who are listening, who may listen to me sometimes, someday. That if you think that what you're doing is something different, it's it's standing out, it's out of it's a little bit weird, but you should never give up. You should keep continuing that. Maybe you just belong to that different direction, and it's never too late to realize what you're actually good at. So whenever you realize, you just keep working on that. And indeed, to all those little girls, you're all great women. You'll all someday make great personalities of your own.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Lady Bazigas, for sharing this inspirational message to us.
Okay, so if would sum up this whole interview, it would be like never give up and be a lady Bazigar, isn't it? सो आप दोनों को मुझे पूछना है एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन कि आपको कैसे लगा यहाँ पे एज अ गेस्ट आकर और हमारे लिटिल गुड़ियाज को इंस्पायर होकर. दिस माइट बी द फर्स्ट और might be the I don't know, you can share it. This might you might be the guest over here in this event. So can you please tell me how did you feel being a guest here? Neelam, you can start with it.
First of all, I'm very grateful for this opportunity. और एक्चुअली मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी और एक्चुअली मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी हो रही है. और हालांकि मैंने अभी तक अपनी लाइफ में बहुत सारी चीज़ें अचीव नहीं करी हैं, बट अगर मैं किसी को इनकरेज कर पाऊँ उनके ड्रीम्स फॉलो करने के लिए, सो मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी होगी. और ऑल द गर्ल्स आउट देयर, आई जस्ट वांट टू से, just follow your dreams and don't give up.
Yes, awesome. Follow your dreams. That's the entire thing I would like to say. Ananya, you could share your feedback as well.
Yes, indeed. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Shruti ma'am and Pranali ma'am, for organizing and making room for me in this conversation in this house of people who are just great ladies indeed. Well, this is not my first time, being a part of Project Gudiya and Lady Bazigar. So I've been a part of a competition which was again conducted under Project Gudiya. So this is my second time, but I'm really, really grateful and thankful for all of to the entire team for taking me in. And also, I look forward to being a part of such kinds of evenings many more times. And to all the ladies out there, I will also speak. All of you know you may think that we are all repeating the same thing, like just don't persevere no matter what, keep going. But this is what is actually going to help you. There will be people, there will be instances in your life when you will feel too sad, when you will feel like almost giving up, relinquishing everything you've done. And at those nights, you may actually feel like you're totally you've been drained of energy, you've been enervated, and you don't have any ounce, like one small ounce of any kind of energy left to carry on anymore. But just do not let that demon get the better of you. If you believe in your God, then know that there is something so great, so bright that He has kept for you. And yes, that is all. Just never ever let anyone stop you from dreaming and from believing in yourself.
Yeah, true. And Ananya, whatever you said, I could sum up into a one quote as if you feel tired, learn to stop, learn to rest, and not to quit, isn't it? So here we come to a conclusion of this event today. So thank you so much नीलम जी एंड अनन्या जी, आप हमारे साथ यहाँ पे जुड़े, आपका प्रीशियस टाइम हमको दिया और हमारे लिटिल गुड़ियाज को इंस्पायर किया. थैंक यू सो मच. एंड मैं प्रणाली जी को भी थैंक यू बोलना चाहती हूँ. ऑसम था आज का एपिसोड. मुझे खुद को बहुत पॉजिटिव और इंस्पायर्ड फील हो रहा है. और मुझे और एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण इम्पॉर्टेंट आदमी को थैंक यू बोलना है. वो है अभिषेक सर, हु इज़ द बैकबोन ऑफ द सरकारी स्कूल, जिन्होंने ये प्रोजेक्ट गुडिया और बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स को स्थापना की है. एंड थैंक यू कृतिका ऑल्सो, शी इज़ आर टीम लीड. ये सब स्मूथली फ्लो होने के लिए उनका भी बहुत बड़ा हाथ है. थैंक यू कृतिका, आई नो यू आर वॉचिंग अस. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. But before going, we are going to have a group picture. So, smile, please. Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Neelam and Ananya. Have a great day. All the best. Hope your all dreams come true. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Ananya.